What is up, you guys? My name is RVZ and welcome back to once again the RVZ show. Yes, I've had to take a little break from YouTube, but I'm back, don't worry. Even though I've recently been demonetized again. Yeah, YouTube decided, oh no, we demonetize RVZ, so yes, I'm demonetized, but it's fine, we'll get through it again, it's fine, just YouTube doing YouTube things. But anyway, here we are again with the new visual novel called Celine, and that's all I know about it, so let's go and explore it. Right away I can tell that that's not really friendly for friendly. This girl is just licking something from the ground, but it's fine, let's just hop into it and see where these adventure take us. Yes, the sound was driving him crazy. What's up? Ooh, monotonous, muffled thuds were resonating throughout his head with dull pain. The pain wasn't too strong, nothing unbearable, but that sound. More than anything else, he wanted that sound to just stop. Nevertheless, the knocking sounds didn't end. He knew it well enough because he himself was their origin. Whoa. The nose of his soft home moccasin was hitting the rear of his desk over and over again, like a huge fluffy moth frantically ramming against the window glass. Actually, he wanted plenty of things. He wanted to pay the rent in time this month, not to displease his landlady again. He wanted to finish the script, at least in draft, because the draft is at least something one can work with. And he wanted to sleep. No, not like that. The problem, a serious one, was that he didn't really want to sleep. He leaned back in his chair and rubbed his shut eyes, pressing his eyeballs until dancing pale lights appeared. Of course, he took the sleeping pills. When a healthy 8-hour sleep gives way to a not so healthy 5-hour sleep, then 3-hour one, and then goes away entirely, stop thinking how this will impact your liver. You just want to sleep. You need to sleep, especially if you have already taken an advance payment for the first part of the gig and the goddamn text won't just write itself. However, if the text could in fact write itself somehow, he would probably lose his job. He didn't have any illusions in this regard. As soon as neural networks get smart enough, he and dozens of other ghost writers will vanish into morning mist of a new era in literature. He didn't have much of a name or connections, only some skill and a knack to meet the deadlines for the most part. The client was content with this, and he was content with the pay, so everything went well until the pills started failing him. Blam. This time, the tic got too strong. His foot jerked and hit the board with a very notable pain. Seemed like he even heard his toes crack. He muttered a short curse and rolled the chair away from the desk, although he knew, now that his attention was not trained at the blank text file, the tic should go away all by itself. It's funny how the consciousness is detached from the body. He often thought about it, especially while having insomnia. It's like you're working as a team, but your partner starts pulling something. You seem to have common goals, but when all hell breaks loose, you are suddenly left alone with it, and your partner is more interested in watching the fire than fighting it. In the end, you have no idea what's on his mind. Well, at least there won't be any more knocking. Good. A small window at the far side of the room flashed white for a moment. A storm? Ooh. Now that he thought about it, the day was hot. The vicious, stagnant air still filled the room. This, and the barely audible squeak from an overheated network filter, he became sensitive to such things when he could not sleep for a long time. made the entire room seem to vibrate a little. Like a cocoon that's about to hatch. Actually, this sounds like a good line. He rolled back to the table and was about to write that thought down, but paused over the keyboard. He remembered the individual words and the general idea, but the sentence had already slipped away. This time, the white line seemed to fill the entire room. Then, a thunder followed, resembling a low gut roar of something large and famished. Good lord. He called to God way too often for someone who never goes to church. That's a habit he inherited from his mother. A furious patter of raindrops pounded on his window. There's no way he could work like this. But now, maybe it's for the best. Since he was a little boy, he slept well during the storms. He had to seize the moment. He groped for a jar of sleeping pills. Always good to have your working tools at hand. Popped the pills into his mouth and opened the window to hear the steady patter of the rain. Then he went to the bed and collapsed on top of the bed sheets, his clothes still on. He could tell by the sound the water had flooded the windowsill and was trickling down to the floor. He decided that was a small price to pay. He felt a pleasant chill of cloth beneath his cheek. The wavering haze was gradually fading from the room. Yet, the sleep did not come. He tried to take off his shoes, change position, take a pillow, cover himself, throw the pillow away to the other side of the room. Nothing helped. He just lay there with his eyes closed, and though his closed eyelids felt heavy, he knew it was an illusion. All in vain. He is not sleeping. He can't sleep. Oh my, what the fuck that? At first, he thought he was just imagining things. Sometimes the knocking paused, but it never stopped completely. The sound came from below, from the first floor. Someone was banging insistently at the door. And with each thud, he could feel the rage building up like a tight knock of pain around his stomach. He is trying to sleep. Is it really that hard to just leave a man alone? At least at night. At least in the house that he pays for, especially so that nobody would bother him. He opened his eyes, easy, just as he thought, sprang to his feet and ran down the stairs. Something was boiling inside him. Halfway to the door, he took a turn to the cupboard and pulled out an old baseball bat. He wasn't likely to actually use it. He asked himself if he would, as he reached for the door handle. No, he certainly wouldn't, but he's angry, and he wants the night guest to learn it. What the hell? The rain was still pouring, or rather, it was actually getting stronger, as his mother would say, and the floodgates of heaven tore open. His mother used to say a lot of things. That was on the list of reasons why he had to overpay for a separate house where anyone could start banging the door in the middle of the night. A cat, for example. What the hell? He said it again, this time aloud. Whoa. A cat was standing on his porch. That's a cat? That's a Neko. Yeah, okay, that's pretty much a cat. Yes, a nice cat, yes. She looked like a purebred British short hair in all respects, except for the color. Aside from the smoky grey head, she looked as if she was dropped into a vat of white paint, and then the lower part was dipped into a black one. Wet fur clung to her small, rather skinny body, dripping with water. The cat could have probably slipped into the house as soon as the door opened, but instead she froze, as if waiting for the host to say something. Yes, I'm gonna let her in, of course I'm gonna let her in. Yes, it's a fucking Neko, of course I'm gonna let her in. We always let in the Nekos, yes. It was cold outside, much colder than one might think. He didn't feel angry anymore. Alright, come in. He stepped aside, framed the doorway. The cat didn't move. What? You don't want to? He was about to say, fine then, close the door, go back to the second floor, and lie in a suffocating half sleep until morning, but he finally realized what was wrong. The bat. He threw it on the sofa, but missed. The bat clattered on the floor. Ooh. The cat followed it into the darkness with her round yellow eyes. The sound didn't frighten her. Besides, I won't hurt you. Come in if you want. The cat rose her eyes at him. For the first time he actually saw, and couldn't help admiring, how big and yellow they were. The cat's pupils were also large and incredibly round, like 2 full moons in an eclipse. Just as he was about to close the door for the second time, the cat murmured something and fluttered into the house, patting him with her wet head as she passed by. He smiled. Strictly speaking, at this very moment his line had ended. If the landlady found out, and he was sure she would, he'd have to look for a new place to live. There are too many lonely, bored seniors in the neighborhood who have only 2 pastimes, observing and reporting, and it doesn't really matter what or to whom. Well, it's fine. Maybe he'd leave the suburbs. Maybe he'd move to an apartment, since him getting privacy didn't work out anyway. The rain was getting stronger. He closed the door. Right, now we have a NEKO in the house. That's good, yeah. The cat explored the house with cautious curiosity, stopping by different objects as if trying to understand their purpose. Watching it was amusing, so amusing that he even forgot about the stain. When he remembered, it has already sprayed out a dark spot of water in the place where the cat clung to him. He pulled a wet cloth away from his body and stared at it blankly for a moment, then almost groaned aloud. The cat was soaked, so she probably got a lot of dirt in the house. He decided not to turn on the light. He had enough disappointment for the night. Instead, he went to get a towel. Alright, come here. The cat turned her head to the voice and froze in place. She was examining the TV, the lifeless black mirror of a plasma panel in a lacquer frame that he haven't even touched since moving. In the reflection, the cat herself looked black. She gave him a long, appraising look and then, with a sudden eagerness, trotted towards him, deftly avoiding the obstacles. He was surprised. Maybe the cat decided that he was more interested in the TV, or maybe she still respected the host's will. Anyway, he felt grateful. Finally, someone he can actually negotiate with. Suddenly, he thought how nice it would be to crawl under the blanket with a warm ball of fur. It would surely have helped him fall asleep. As a child, he had a cat, grey, huge, brash, immensely ugly, and equally beloved. He often fell asleep hugging him. The cat's name was Timo, and he faded into a June night many years ago. The cat bumped her wet head against him once more. He thought the cats usually shake off the water themselves. Usually, but perhaps not always. Hey, is he there? You're all wet. The cat looked up at him with her moon-shaped eyes and murmured something again. Do something about it then. Whoa. He smiled and got to work. He had to squeeze the fur through, so the towel soon turned into a wet rag. Should he bathe the cat? Yes, we're gonna bathe the cat. Yeah, we'll get that one too. I'll give you a bath. Yeah, let's give it a bath. Yeah, give big bath. And as he carried her to the bathroom, the cat stayed still in his arms, a warm and incredibly light body pressed against his chest. He was expecting the cat to bring out the claws at any moment. Maybe, as he opens the door, Now? Or as he turns the light on? Maybe this time. Still nothing. The cat glanced around the new room and looked at him again, with her intelligent, almost human-like gaze. Not a single muscle in her small body moved. She was curious, and that's about it. She trusts me. He was about to ask her if she knows where they were and what was going to happen next, but that was just a little too much. So it shouldn't be very difficult. The two of us can manage this, what do you think? Read somewhere, a cat should get used to the new surroundings before bathing. Fear is born out of the unknown, and in that regard, people haven't gone too far from cats. New scents and familiar objects and splashing of water. These are just shadows under the bed that will fall back if you get a better look at them. He carefully put the cat on the floor. She looked around the room again and returned their questioning eyes to him. Seems like she got comfortable enough. He turned on the water in the shower and felt a gentle touch. The cat was already loitering around his feet. She was curious indeed. The shower isn't so bad as compared to the rain, is it? The joke came out a little awkward. He felt embarrassed, and he didn't know why. Oh my, okay, alright, we're watching the cat, yes, cat, yes, cat, she's just a cat everyone, it's just a cat, it's a cat, you too, it's a cat, don't punish me, it's a cat, okay? The bathroom shimmered, molten, bright, pulsating with light, or darkness? He felt himself losing his balance, and pulled his hand away, but she returned and pressed it to the wet, hot skin covered in soapy veil. Oh, what? Huh? What? Huh? She guided it? What? 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 He couldn't remember how it ended up in the living room again. What the fuck just happened? The cat was napping, peacefully in his arms. He absently ran his hand down the cat's wet back, pressing the bumps of her spine with his fingers. I should get you some food. Let me see what I have. He got up, not without a little difficulty. The body felt unusually heavy and unwieldy. He had to give the cat something to eat. He will lie down afterwards and then hell, maybe he'll even fall asleep. Maybe he should have gotten a cat from much earlier. A ball of fur with a pair of moon eyes and a velvety voice that you could always negotiate with. That's about it. That's kind of funny. He could have avoided all that suffering, and if only he had a cat. It's fine. You can get a cat now if you want, you know? It's fine. What's happening? The kitchen blurred before his eyes. He got to the refrigerator and opened it, squinting from the light and leaning on the doors way harder than he was supposed to. If the landlady was around at the time, she would have told him exactly, don't lean on the door. After all, this is her house and the refrigerator, and everything should be neat and tidy in case she has to move new tenants in. Perhaps the landlady would have even warned him about the milk. The milk itself is completely harmless, unless, of course, you are allergic to lactose. But there is a special kind of lactose-free milk, right? What matters is the bottle. Bottles, much like cats, can vary greatly. But this particular one was made of glass. And if only the landlady was here, she would probably have told him not to touch the bottle, because it's falling on the floor, and the bottle might break. And then the milk will spill, and he will have nothing to feed the nice cat he found, or rather, it was her who found him, and very timely because he was lying on the floor. He had been lying there for some time, and would have been lying still if he hadn't felt the light touch of something hot and rough on his cheek. It was almost like a dream, although of course comparing sleep with fainting is not very correct, no matter how you look at it. The floor beneath him was surprisingly hard, cold and wet. He felt all of those three qualities cleverly and was afraid to imagine what would happen if he tried to move. But he had to move, one way or another, at least to see what's up, because something hot and rough was still sliding up his cheek, gradually creeping on his ear. He felt a warm breath, and then a cautious bite. Ouch! He jumped on the spot. Shadow rushed to the side, and then calmly began to lap milk from the puddle. Oh, okay, alright. That's a cat, alright, that's a cat. That's a cat, it's a Neko. Everyone has cats at home, right? The cat. Exactly. I present you the cat. Yes, that's a nice cat. That's a very nice cat. What are you doing? The cat looked at him, briefly, and licked her lips. Oh. No need to be dramatic. You are lying around idly, and you're not even a cat. See? Besides, you're soaked in milk. Ah, well, you're right. Yes, totally, yeah. I let you down and had to get my punishment. I let myself down too. Good lord. Now there's cleaning to do until the next advent, like his mother would have said. I'll go get a rag. Stay here and don't break down the rest of the kitchen while I'm gone. Yes, gone, yes. The cat watched him go with a skeptical look. Okay. Aren't you the one who've been causing all the trouble so far? When he returned with his bucket, the cat was gone. Nani? What? Where's my cat? What? What the fuck is this? What's happening? How to bake? What? Oh. In the kitchen, something exciting is happening. Oh, take, yes. And you need the blade. Okay, I need a blade. Did you take the pills? Scratch out the entrails? The Egyptians widely used honey for embalming and preserving food. Later, the recipes were adopted by the Greeks. What the fuck is happening in the microwave? Also had a teaspoon of apricot jam, walnut, and a little cinnamon. Yes. Before baking, put a teaspoon of butter, yes, on top of yes. Microwave for 5 to 7 minutes at full power. Damn, that's gonna blow up. Don't listen to them. Scream. Oh. Okay. Oh, there's bon appetit. This is the end. Thank you for playing. This is the end of the teaser. Please add Selene Apoptosis to your wishlist and share your thoughts with us in the discussions. Yeah. Okay. This was weird. You know, all the games I play are weird. I mean, yeah, pretty much every one of them are weird. But, okay, this had a little twist at the end. Wasn't expecting that. But it was just a guy with his cat, you know, doing stuff to the cat, you know, like the normal stuff. I bathe the cat, I feed the cat, it's normal stuff. But then that end, interesting. Maybe because of the pills that the guy had been taking, fall asleep. But yeah, really like this. The art style is really good. The writing is good, but anyway, let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section below. If you actually enjoyed the video, give it a like, don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and as always, I hope to see you again.